Hello everybody, this is the 5-minute version of the dvar Torah for Beshalach. In this week's parsha, it says that Hashem told Moshe to tell Jewish people that they should go back and camp lifnei pi hachiros, before a location called the mouth of Chiros. And Rashi tells us that this is really Pisom, which is a location in Egypt, and the reason why it's called Pi Hachiros is because Jewish people were made free in this place. And the obvious question is, in what way were the Jewish people made free at this location? Since, l'chora, it's true that they listened to God by doing something that went against their instinct because they were going back towards Egypt, but how is it that they became free there for the first time? That's the question. And the answer is simple yet very profound, and that is that when somebody says that he is free, there is two levels to freedom. There is freedom to make decisions, and there's freedom to make choices. Freedom to make decisions means that you can essentially choose between two things, neither of which have any real consequences, and therefore the result of which is not very significant. So it is true that anybody can decide whether they want to eat a fleishik or milchik meal, whether they want to they want to go skiing or not go skiing. That's true, but that is not what we call freedom, and not what we call bechira. Freedom comes from the ability to make not decisions, but rather choices. Choices means that you have the ability to make a decision on a scale that has an effect which is real and life-changing and life-developing. This happens through the assignment of significance to both of the options which you choose, and it has to have this level of significance to you. And when you execute and you make one of those decisions and it has that level of significance to it, then you have officially chosen, not made a decision. You have made a choice. You've used the bechira. Now, the Jewish people were in Egypt for a very long time, and they were avadim. An eved, the definition of an eved, the Gemara says, is yad eved ki yad rabo. This means that somebody who is an eved, his hand is like the hand of his master. Everything that he does doesn't have any connection to the reality of who he is, but rather it goes back to his master. So if he acquires something, that thing is actually belongs to his master, right? And therefore, if he does something, if he damages, then it also belongs, the master has to pay. So in other words, the idea is that an eved has no hisiyachos. He doesn't have any connection to the reality of what he does, what he's poyo. And an eved can make decisions, a choice. An eved, in Mitzrayim it says, es hadaga asher achanu Mitzrayim chinam. Right? They could, in Egypt, Jewish people could have chosen between eating fish and kishuim, whatever else they wanted to eat. They could have, but that's not bechira. That's not freedom. Freedom means doing something, making a choice, which is connected in the most basic identity level to the reality of who you are. And the Jewish people's choice to go opposite of their intuition and to be willing to trust God with their lives by going back towards the people who are chasing them, that is the first time they exercised their freedom to make a choice, which is why they became free at that time, at Shabbos.